Bank pregame show. Great Rivers Bank, ready to serve you if you are in the market for a new home loan. Their experts can help you out, serving the entire region and beyond. Locations locally in Pittsfield, Berry, Liberty, and Hannibal. And if you're online today, check out an online application at greatriversbank.bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Well, we get you ready for this one here. We tell you a little bit about Washington St. Patrick. First time this team has been in the state tournament since 2010. Most of these girls, if I do the math, Anthony, might not have been born or very close, one or the other. You do the quick math on how old a junior high kid is and add 14 years, take away 14 years, etc. They've also had state tournament appearances in 1995 and 1976. This is the first time that Washington St. Patrick has advanced past an opening round game in a state tournament series. Been a little bit of a tight road here. They defeated Morton Blessed Sacrament, Bartonville Monroe, and a very tough Hartsburg-Emden team, all in straight sets, but all very close scores that we'll tell you about later on here through the broadcast to get here today. This is a little bit of a well-rounded squad here, but the big standout, a very good all-around athlete, Anthony, in the name of Kate McDougall, from back row to front row, service game, attacking game. She is really maybe one of the best all-around players we've seen in this tournament.
Yeah, definitely, Brian. She's a good athlete. She's got the height. She's got a wingspan. She's quick. She can move. She's going to be very fun to watch.
Part of that good Washington St. Patrick basketball team as well. They've got other attackers in this lineup, including Hayden Cadwalder, along with Ashlyn Crowley, expecting to get a few touches. A.J. Berberick might get a few touches, sometimes up in the row in rotation, but they've got a few options here. But, of course, McDougall is the real cog that turns the gears here for this Irish squad on the offensive side. Petra Chiris is a nice server on this team. Ashlyn Crowley is really nice on the defensive side as well. Miranda Windsor is a really nice libero, one of the better ones we've seen in this field here this weekend as well. And it'll be a tough task here as they're going to take on the defending state champions from a year ago. But this team looks up to the task as they were able to dispatch Stewart's and Strasburg in last night's semifinals in straight sets, 25-22, 25-17, to get here to the state semifinals today. We will take a quick break. When we come back, we'll introduce starting lineups and get you ready for our second semifinal. Don't go anywhere. You're watching us live from Kankakee, Illinois, here on Central Illinois Sports.
As a new hunting season begins, we observe a species most rare, the hunter incompetus. The hunting ritual begins. Already, he stakes his claim by bringing a duck call to a deer hunt. Disaster strikes. A devastating blow to a long-suffering species. There may be no helping the hunter incompetus, but for everyone else, no other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply.
Tell my mom to pick me up soon.
Welcome you back here to Bishop McNamara High School in Kankakee, Illinois, as we introduce you to starting lineups for our second semifinal. Brought to you today by Farm and Home Supply. From snacks, hoodies, power tools, lawn chairs, and a whole lot more. Visit the gang at your nearest Farm and Home Supply to get ready for the spring season. Starting lineup here for the St. Patrick Irish. Kim Crowley starting squad at a record of 20-4. At middle hitter, a 7th grader, number 3, A.J. Berberick. In the libero position, an 8th grader, number 39, is Miranda Windsor. Number 22 is a setter today, getting the start, an 8th grader, Blythe Briggs, along with the other setter on this squad, an 8th grader, number 24, Petra Chiris. The big man per girl to watch out for, the 7th grade outside hitter is number 26, Kate McDougall, along with a middle hitter, a 7th grader, number 28, Ella Reed, and Hayden Cadwalder, an outside hitter, is an 8th grader. She wears number 29 for Kim Crowley's squad. Again, a record of 20 wins, 4 losses on their season coming into the state semifinal. On the opposite side here for the Pontiac St. Mary's Saints, a record of 23-1 on the season. They're starting 6. A setter is an 8th grader. Number 2 is Bevan Brummel. In the middle, an 8th grader, number 5, Alexis Legner. One of the setters on this squad is an 8th grader, number 13, Peyton Rogers. In the middle, an 8th grader, number 14, Harper Francis. A defensive specialist in the back row, an 8th grader, number 18, McKenna Woodcock. And on the outside, an 8th grader, number 21, Izzy Hines. We apologize to the St. Mary's fans as we mispronounced her name yesterday, and we'll try our best to get it right through the day today. It is Izzy Hines, not Izzy Hines. Squad's ready to rock and roll here. St. Patrick will be in the dark green, serving left to right here in game number 1. Pontiac St. Mary's in the navy blue will be serving in the opposite direction. As we have learned through the first semifinal, the teams will switch sides after the first set. We'll tell you a little bit about why coming up here in the broadcast. Pontiac St. Mary's has brought a very nice student section here and a very nice fan squad today. Washington St. Patrick has a few kids hanging over on the other side, and we'll see some fans continue to trickle in here for the team from Washington as well. Brian Shoemaker, Anthony Bareyes on your call here. So glad you are joining us today on Central Illinois Sports. If you are new to us today and did not watch yesterday, we remind you that your subscription here today also gets you access into the trophy games later on today. You don't have to pay an initial time, and you can also put action from the other classes on, put one on your tablet, one on your phone, one on your TV, and keep abreast of everything happening here across the state of Illinois today. Officials will make sure rotations are correct as we get ready to kick things off here. And we'll get ready to rock and roll as soon as they're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
Sometimes that just takes a few extra minutes when we get going here in volleyball.
Kind of like that first game.
Kind of like
we
the
don't
first
have that.
time. St. Mary's wins the coin flip. They will serve first, and on the serve here is Alexis Legner. Sends it over, picks up by Windsor. On the outside now, it's a quick touch from Chiris to get things going. They'll set up in the middle. Nice swing there from Harper Francis. McDougal has a little bit of trouble with it, and it'll be a kill for Francis and a quick point here for the Saints. Alexis Legner, one of the steady forces on this team, according to Coach Jill Francis. Got eerily quiet here in the gym. McDougal gets the first pass up to the front row. They'll set it up in the middle. This is Cadwalder with it. Dug up nicely there on the play by Peyton Rogers. Into the front row. Coming up on the play now, this is Ella Reed, and she'll get the kill as that one finds the floor, and we're tied back up here at one apiece in the early going. Checking in for St. Patrick is Ashlyn Crowley, the 6th grade outside hitter, as she will quickly replace Blythe Briggs, and serving here will be Petra Chiris. And that's going to be a quick lift there, as they say she didn't get underneath that one well enough, and it'll be an ace and a point here for Washington St. Patrick. The Irish are in new territory here today. We just told you in the Great Rivers Bank pregame show they have never gotten past an opening round game in IESA state tournament history. Nice kill there as Francis able to quickly put it down. And just like that, St. Mary's gets the point and the ball back. But St. Mary's, the defending state champions, Anthony. Washington St. Patrick has some fantastic athletes. It's going to pan out to be a good semifinal.
This should be a dogfight, Brian.
Brummel on the serve. This is going to be McDougal from the back row. Gets it up over the tape, trying to dive for it was Chloe Cox. She couldn't get to it in time. Really nice placement from the back row from McDougal, and they'll win the point.
Yeah, good location, and now she's rotating to the front row, it looks like.
Tough from that back corner cross court up to the front side of the net. This is Cox with it. Gets it up and over into the back row. Windsor pushes it up front. They'll set it up on the far side. McDougal hammers it down, but it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be an attack error. And we quickly trade points here in the early going. Izzy Hines on the serve here. A right-handed hitter who is a lefty on this squad when she's up in the front row. Checking in for Washington St. Patrick will be Emily Cliff, the 7th grade defensive specialist. She'll go to the back row, and getting a breather will be Hayden Cadwalder. Serve goes into the back row. Windsor gets it up in the air. St. Patrick's has to scramble, and McDougal will save it back over for the Irish. Brummel will push it over, and nobody there, nobody ready. They thought McDougal was going to come get it from the front row. Crowley taps her chest to say, that's my bad, and it'll be a point for the Saints. Irish just got a little too overloaded in personnel, and no one knew who was going to take over. Crowley with it on the swing, sends it over. This is Brummel on the set. Big swing there from Kendall Lawyer, who puts it down. St. Mary's gets the point on a big swing there from Kendall Lawyer. We saw a lot of her yesterday in rotation. She got a lot of opportunity, especially in the second set. A really nice secondary option for this team from St. Mary's. They'll set it up. This is McDougal again. Into the back row, dug up nicely by Bevan Brummel. Close to the net, Francis with it. Pushes it over to the left side. Really nice dig on the play there from Chiris. But we'll get a violation here and a point. Two-touch violation, thank you, against the Irish, and the point goes to the Saints. They push it up. McDougal has to give it right back over to St. Mary's. Francis right back over. McDougal gets a hand on it. Pushes it back over. Saints with an opportunity, quickly pushed back over there by Cox, trying to catch the Irish sleeping. This is McDougal. Nice dig there by Legner. Lawyer will send it back over to the Irish side. Where do they go? McDougal again. A little running tap goes into the back row. This is Lawyer. Blocked on the play. They scramble for it. And a nice play there from Reed. We'll show it to you again on the Northwestern Mutual replay as the Irish get the block. The Saints get the violation. And it'll be a point here for Washington St. Patrick.
Yeah, called for a lift on it, but that was pretty close. That was good hustle on both sides.
And a really nice play from McDougal to keep that going during the rally, Anthony. She's got those long arms, those plays that kind of get behind her. Still an opportunity as now Francis is going to get the kill down. St. Mary's gets a point, and they're up by 3. But McDougal with those extremely long arms, she can get that arm behind her, keep that ball in the air.
Yeah, and she has good court awareness. You can tell already early in the match, she's looking at the court where the holes might be. Not always just going for the kill, but also the tips. And
Harper Francis on the serve here for St. Mary's. McDougal right in the middle, sends it far out of bounds, though. It'll be a attack error and a point here for the Saints. Harper Francis, the daughter of head coach Jill Francis on the squad, described as one of the more intense players on this team. And everybody's got a spark plug. Everybody's got that driver, and Francis might be it for this squad. Running jump serve goes into the back row. Windsor gets it. They'll set up on the middle. McDougal. Legner from the middle has to freely get back over to the Irish. Go to the back row. Windsor, flat-footed attack. Teams just sending it back and forth to each other. Now they're going to get McDougal an opportunity here into the back row. It'll go just about a foot out of bounds, and it'll be a point here for St. Mary's. And we'll get a timeout from Kim Crowley and the Irish. It's an Adams Fiber timeout. We'll take it too. Don't go anywhere. We're right back with you here in the first set here in 1 minute.
At Full Throttle Parts, we do spray-on bed liners, a brand called Patriot Liner. It is very elite. It actually enhances the resale value of anything you put it on or off-road.
Go Full Throttle!
Go Full Throttle.
Washington St. Patrick takes their first timeout here. It's an Adams Fiber timeout for the best internet experience available. That's Wi-Fi 6 and speeds up to 1 gigabit. Visit our friends at followthefiber.net to learn more about Adams Fiber. Francis continues service out of the timeout. They'll set it up. This is Crowley. Odd angle on the right side, able to get it over. Quick tip back for the Irish. Berberick had the touch there. Crowley again with it. Sends it into the back row. Dug up by Hines. Push over, Brummel with it. Irish scrambling. What a play there to keep it going. And we're going to get the point as it's going to be a 2-touch violation on the Saints. We'll show you that scramble there by the Irish here on the Northwestern Mutual replay. Really a heads-up play by everybody in the dark green that time, Anthony, to keep things going.
Everybody. It looked like McDougal got it going, but everybody was court awareness and heads up and on your toes.
On the serve now, this is Blythe Briggs. They'll get it up. Francis will give it back over here to the team in dark green. They set up McDougal again on the left side. Running two-hand push goes into the back row. Brummel does the same thing. Into the middle. Now this is Legner. Back row, and it's going to hit a tip, and it's going to hit the floor. It'll be a kill for Alexis Legner, and a point here for St. Mary's. They double up the margin. It's 10-5 here on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. Peyton Rogers will come back in. She'll serve for St. Mary's. This St. Mary's team just has so many ways they can attack you.
Yeah, a lot of weapons.
Windsor has a little bit of a trouble. It's going to be an ace for Rogers and a point here for St. Mary's. For Pontiac St. Mary's, they've been here before. They were in this tournament last year. They've had a little bit of a target on their back in the area, but they've responded very well. That's in part to a lot of leadership and experience on this team. All 8th graders top to bottom on this roster as the Irish scrambling a little bit and got out of sorts. They'll lose it on the error there. And now it's 12-6, 12-5, excuse me. Windsor into the back row. Briggs has to play it tight to the net. Irish with an opportunity. They'll get the set into the right side there from Chiris. This is Brummel in the front row, dug up by McDougal. Petra Chiris, another good swing at it. This is Burbrick now in the middle, sends it back over, dug up by Peyton Rogers. Nice joust at the net. McDougal won that one. Irish able to keep it going, and a really nice push out of the hands of Izzy Hines. We'll show you that one in the Northwestern Mutual replay. Over time, everyone just continually got closer to the net, and she found the back row, Anthony.
Yeah, she did a good job with that. That's something easy for us to see from our point, but
that is tough court awareness when you're in the back row like that.
For sure.
Briggs sets up. This is McDougal. Right-handed swing. That one's going to sail out of bounds, and another attack error gives the point to the Saints. They lead 14-5 here in set number 1. The winner will take on Kinderhook Western in our 3:15 state championship game coming up later today. McDougal with it, right side, flat-footed swings, tries to stay same side with it. Instead, it goes out of bounds, and Kim Crowley will take another timeout. It's an Adams Fiber timeout. For top-notch computer sales and service that won't let you down when your computer goes down, give the guys at Adams Fiber and Adams Experts a call or visit them online at followthefiber.net. We're right back with you here in 30 seconds.
Game Masters is your headquarters for all your hunting gear. We have more than just camo hunting attire. Come check out our casual lines of Sitka, Under Armour, North Face, Columbia, Drake, and more. Pursue your prey with these off-road Quiet Cat bikes from Game Masters. Easy to transport and perfect for your next hunting adventure. Game Masters, we're passionate about the outdoors.
Hey, West Central Illinois, are you looking for a great deal on a vehicle? Well, at Westtown Ford, we have a lot full of vehicles. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. We've got them all, and a lot of them at Westtown Ford in Jacksonville.
Washington St. Patrick takes the second timeout here in set number 1. They trail now 15-5 as Washington St. Patrick trying to get back into this one. They set it up in the middle. This is Legner. Two-hand tip, goes over. McDougal handles it. She'll get the opportunity now, sets it down, and a big kill there from McDougal. That's what the Irish needed. Finds the floor and gets the point on the board. It's 15-6. Checking back in for St. Patrick will be Hayden Cadwalder, wearing number 29. She'll make her way into the front row as Kate McDougal sets up to serve here for Washington St. Patrick. Brummel sends it into the back row. Briggs sets it up on the outside. Now this is Chiris. Gets blocked up on the play, and a nice job there by Kendall Lawyer up front to make things a little difficult. It never cleared the tape, the officials say, and it'll be a 4-hit violation, and the point goes to the Saints. Checking in here for St. Mary's is McKenna Woodcock coming back in rotation. She'll serve here for Pontiac St. Mary's. On the outside now, this is Cadwalder. Diving for it, it's a kill for Cadwalder, is not able to get to it in time was Woodcock. St. Patrick avoids a little run there of points, and now they get an opportunity to cut into it on their own. Miranda Windsor on the serve here, the libero for this St. Patrick squad. Washington St. Patrick has brought a nice little contingent of students with them, loud and vocal, and that's what we like to see. Briggs sets it up close to the net. Cadwalder with it, gets blocked on the play by Brummel. Brummel picks it back up. Nice play by Windsor, but she can't get it. Nobody was ready in the front row. A quick little reflex play from both teams, and St. Mary's wins that one.
Yeah, and St. Patrick was creeping up the whole time, and that was a good placement.
Windsor got it up front. They just weren't ready after that. 17-7 now is Alexis Legner on the serve. McDougal will have to send it over from the back row. Saints with a free opportunity here. Back row attack now from Woodcock, dug up nicely by Windsor. Briggs will send it back over. This is Francis with it. Big swing, finds the floor. Harper Francis gets it through. We'll show you that one on the Northwestern Mutual replay. And St. Mary's is rolling here in game number 1. They lead 18-7. Just so many options here that they can attack with on this St. Mary's squad.
Yeah, they're pretty well rounded all the way around. They're showing why they were the state champions last year.
On the outside, this is Chiris. Sends it into the back row, and we'll get a net violation. And they say that's going to be a net violation there against Bevan Brummel. Crowley will check back in for the Irish. On the serve here is Petra Chiras. Running jump serve far from the corner. Stays same side with it. Hines had a little bit of trouble, and it goes out of bounds there. Probably not the serve location they were expecting, but she sent that really nicely right down the line.
Yeah, she did. I think that was an inbound serve. And, you know, St. Mary's did a good job hustling, getting to it, and had the bench not been there and she had a couple more feet, she probably gets to that one, Brian.
She stays same location. Hines able to handle it this time. They'll set up Francis right up on the net, and now we're going to get a net violation against Crowley, and St. Mary's will win the point that time. Saints lead by 10 here, 19-9 in game number 1. On the serve now is Bevan Brummel. She was the pitcher on the state championship softball team for this squad, as that one's going to be an ace as Cadwalder unable to handle it, and St. Mary's wins the race to 20 here. They are up by 11 points here in game number 1. Still a nice crowd here, and of course several parents and fans from Western still in attendance checking out the competition here to see who they'll play later this afternoon. Hines with it. Nice swing. Gets blocked up in the air there by Reed. Off the air conditioning vent. Windsor with another nice dig to keep it going. This is Hines with it. Flat-footed attack. Irish scrambling, and that one's going to be the point there. McDougal was first to it. Got it up, but just not quite enough for Crowley to really get a good touch on it.
Yeah, that was a tough location for Crowley. Ball was coming right at her chest and not low enough to get your hands down and not high enough to get your hands up.
And that one will be a service error as it sails about a foot out of bounds. St. Patrick stops the bleeding. They've got a distance to go here, trailing by 11. Hayden Cadwalder on the serve here. Stays same side. And they give it right back to him. Big chance for the Irish. Set up McDougal on the outside. Going down, really nice kill for Kate McDougal. She does a really nice job on that cross court, staying closer to the net. Doesn't really try to put it deep into the corner very often. She likes to play close up.
Yeah, she's got some good angles. She gets up high. She can hit it straight down.
And that one will be a service error, going a little bit out of bounds and finding the way of the official as well. It's 22-11 here. Emily Clift will check back in for the Irish. On the opposite side, Kendall Lawyer comes back in rotation for St. Mary's. On the serve is Izzy Hines. Left-handed serve. Gets picked up by Windsor. They'll set it up on the outside now for Reed. Quick push over from Brummel. Tried to catch him sleeping. Doesn't cross the tape. It'll be an error and a point here for the Irish. We've seen that a lot yesterday from Bevan Brummel. Likes to get those little quick two-hit touches and try and catch you sleeping. They'll set it up on the outside. Lawyer close to the net. Burbrick right there. Burbrick with another catch. And we're going to get a violation here. There we go. Now the officials have it right that time. It'll be 4 hits there. Burbrick doing a nice job. She had a couple of nice blocks yesterday in their quarterfinal win. Not the tallest player up in the front row, but she's able to get up vertically and does a nice job getting her hands in the right spot.
Yes, she does. And a little confusion down there right now on 4. And
Jill Francis asking for a little bit of clarification. The officials will make their way over slowly across the floor. And while we do that, we remind you, your subscription here with us today gets you access to the trophy games coming up later today. There's no additional fee to watch anything else here today on Central Illinois Sports. And if you want to tune in all day long, we've got action from Auburn, Pana. And I don't remember where the other side is, but it's somewhere. Guess I can look it up here. We've got the luxury of the internet right here at our fingertips, folks. We should utilize it sometimes. But either way, we've got Morton, thank you. We've got teams in all 4 locations. You can check out everything online. Put one on your phone, one on your tablet, and tune in with us all day here on YouTube. Ella Reed continues serve after the break. Sends it into the back row. Hines gets it up in the air. It's going to be a back row here for Legner. They'll try and get McDougal set up. They do. Here she comes to the left side, swinging right. Dug up nicely on the play. Lawyer was able to get underneath it, but she goes out of bounds, and that was a tough play. Low to the ground. Didn't really have one foot underneath her, and St. Patrick wins the point.
Yeah, another good hit by McDougal, and, catches the net, which always throws you off a little bit. But either way, it was pretty straight up and down.
On the outside, Francis gets a good swing at it, gets it into the back row where it's dug up by Reed. McDougal again. Little off the wrist play, not a really full swing, just kind of a little punch at it with the wrist, and it finds its way quickly down to the floor. 22-14 is what they've got on the board. We will adjust ours as well, as I must have added a point somewhere incorrectly at some point, but that'll be a service error, and now St. Mary's 2 points away from closing this one out early. Harper Francis on the serve here for the Saints. McDougal from the middle. Little tip drill. And Legner will do the same thing. They'll try and set up McDougal again on the left side. Hammers it down. Nobody there through. Threads it through 3 people. And she'll find the floor with it. St. Patrick not going away easily here in game number 1. Blythe Briggs will check in to serve here for the Irish. Up and over we go. This is Lawyer with it. Nice swing into the back row. Windsor handles it. Chira's got a good swing on it. Brummel will push it back over. Irish scrambling. McDougal able to keep it. Now we're going to get a lift violation there as Washington St. Patrick doesn't agree with it, but it's going to be game point here for St. Mary's. When those players get really close together like that, it's kind of a hard angle to get the arms right, and that's where the officials end up seeing those lifts. McDougal with it, pushes it into the back row. And it's going to be Legner trying to get it over. Instead, she sends it out of bounds, and that'll be a point back to St. Patrick. 26-14 our score as Cadwallader checks back in. McDougal is on the serve here, and this is if you want somebody facing match point, or set point, excuse me, to be on the serve. It's going to be an ace real quick. That's one to put it down. She had a fantastic run serving yesterday for this squad, and she's going to have to do it here again if they're going to have a chance to stay alive in game 1.
Yeah, they need her right here, and she is a good athlete. Good serves.
Brummel sends it into the back row. It goes out of bounds, an attack error, and it's 24-18 here. St. Patrick trying to put something together. Student section rallying on Kate McDougal as she gets ready to continue serve. Still set point here for St. Mary's. Hits the tape. She tried to do that little dump serve. It can't find the mark, and St. Mary's will win game number 1. They win 25-18. We will see if they have a switch sides here, which they will instruct to do. We have reached the Little Jess Motors set break. When we come back in 3 minutes, we'll get you ready. Don't go anywhere. It's exclusive coverage of the IESA State Championships coming back your way on Central Illinois Sports.
Today's halftime show is brought to you by Little Jess Motor Company. Warmer weather and topless, doorless adventures are right around the corner. Stop out to Little Jess today to check out our large selection of Jeep Wranglers. We currently have 15 Wranglers in stock and many more on their way. Right now, you can drive a new 2024 Jeep Wrangler 2-door Sport for only $499 per month with absolutely zero down. Is a 4-door more your style? Drive a 2024 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport for only $599 per month with zero down. Little Jess, serving the Tri-States for 7 decades.
Here in Pittsfield, we're focused on maintaining a healthy, diverse economic base to increase opportunities for our residents. Economic factors greatly affect a community's overall potential, and we strive to continue our prosperous culture. The availability of both commercial and industrial employment centers and new lucrative entrepreneurship opportunities are major assets for growth and development here in Pittsfield. In addition to providing employment and income to people, Pittsfield also boasts several tax incentive districts to further facilitate economic growth. Examples of growth and success can be seen throughout Pittsfield. Pittsfield is located within Pike County and widely known for the abundance of white-tailed deer, and is also home to companies that have capitalized from the region's natural resources. Located over on Madison Street, Whitetail Properties is a major local and international employer that truly embodies the local and economic spirit of Pittsfield. State-of-the-art communications and telecommuting are available here. Be sure to catch their televised series throughout the week on the Sportsman Channel. Come grow and be a part of something great in Pittsfield, Illinois.
The thing for me that really separates DOT, senior leadership and the owners of the business really focus on employee engagement.
We have some of the best people managers.
The Tracy family, senior leaders throughout the business, really all of our leaders care about the employees that work here.
And that allows for a lot of families to come work at Dot Foods, and I think that's part of it, is being able to have all those different schedules and the flexibility to be able to move things around when life happens.
For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry, serving our community with compassion and respect.
Welcome you back here on the Little Jess Motors set break as Pontiac St. Mary's wins the first one here 25-18 after a little bit of a rally from the Irish to try and close things out. Little Jess Motor in Quincy, Illinois, your place to go for your next vehicle purchase. Stop by and see the gang for your next Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram vehicle. If you happen to be down in the Gem City, you can visit them in person at 3431 Main Street or visit them online anytime at littlejessjeep.com. Well, this Pontiac St. Mary's team says they felt the pressure of being defending state champions earlier, and they really kind of struggled at the start of the season to get their mojo going. And even head coach Jill Francis says she felt it just a little bit in her role, but they say this team has also battled through a lot of things, including sickness, where they had 5 to 6 players out, and they've really just kind of got back into their main rotation a little bit before the postseason. That is something that has been very similar to what we've heard from many teams here in the state finals. Here on the first point, McDougal will push it over from the back row. Hines does the same, trying to find placement in the corner, but McDougal's long arms able to chase it down. This is Cadwallader, and it'll go just past the end line. It'll be an attack error, and St. Mary's will win the first point here in set number 2. Anthony, we felt that St. Patrick kind of got things calmed down a little bit. And for any team, especially at a 1A level, it's just the pressure of adjusting to so many weapons that St. Mary's has.
Yeah, for sure. It's obvious sitting here watching that St. Mary's was the state champion for a reason, and they come at you from all levels. They got a lot of girls with good hands. They can set, they can hit. You know, they just play all the way around, and they got a deep bench, and they use it too. I mean, they got a lot of weapons.
It's a lot of options that usually teams in these smaller schools just simply don't have. You'll always have one main attacker, one main blocker, but St. Mary's seems to have multiple. As a nice swing there from Crowley, almost finds the floor, but dug up by the Saints. In the middle now, this is Reed with it, dug up by Francis. Big tack from Brummel, dug up nicely by McDougal. What an athlete. Cadwallader with the swing. They'll set it up on the outside. Bevan Brummel sends it back to the middle. McDougal with it. Now that one's going to find the floor, and Bevan Brummel with a kill. They tested McDougal as much as they could and finally won. It's an early 2-0 lead. Alexis Legner on the serve here for the Saints. Crowley with it, sends it back. Legner able to get it up in the air. Brummel sends it back over. Opportunity here for the Irish. It's going to be Cadwallader. Brummel with it, and that one's not going to clear the tape. It'll be an attack error and a point here for Washington St. Patrick. And seeing a much different look here now from the Irish as McDougal now moves into the front row, but you get to see some of the other attacking options that the Irish have.
Yeah, this will be a good point where St. Patrick's needs a few points, you know, just kind of stay in this game. This is kind of where last game they fell behind a little bit early, and it was just hard to get back.
McDougal on the left side, right-handed swing, goes and finds the middle. It was tipped up there by Hines. Francis also got a hand on it, but it finds its way to the floor, and McDougal gets another kill on her stat sheet today.
And she did a great job adjusting that. That was a little bit behind her, just like we talked earlier. She was able to reach back. You know, she's a good athlete.
One goes way deep into the back row. They'll set up Francis on the left side. Windsor able to put it up in the air. Irish scrambling. Heck of a play there by Chiris, but they can't get the third one, and it'll hit the floor, but a heck of a play there from Petra Chiris to try and keep it in action.
That was a great play. Communication, you know, and that's always tough at this age and at all ages. Communication.
3-2 our score here in the early part of game number 2 on the PCRA Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. St. Mary's won the first. McDougal, flat-footed, sends it into the middle. Tight to the net, played up by Cox. Hines goes right back. McDougal, really smart placement there, stays same side. We'll show it to you on the Northwestern Mutual replay, and a great point there for the Irish. Everybody started to collapse thinking that attack was coming cross court, and that one just stays right there. A little doink play.
Great court awareness. And we said that a bunch of times about her, but there was a definite hole there. She found it.
Reed on the serve here for St. Patrick. They'll get it to McDougal. Really tough angle. She puts it right down the tape, clears the court, and it's going to be a great kill there for McDougal. Hines tightly to the net, gives it back over. This is Crowley, dug up by Legner, and they'll try and shove it into the back row. Reed has a little bit of trouble with it, and it'll be an error and a point here for St. Mary's. They tie it back up at 4 as we get substitutions on both sides. Burbrick comes in for the Irish, and Lawyer comes in for St. Mary's. Izzy Hines on the serve here for the Saints. McDougal from the middle. A little bit of miscommunication. They still get it up in the air. Coming in again, runner from McDougal, and that's a really smart move there. And you don't know, when you come in on those running attacks like that, you don't know if you're going to swing. You don't know if it's a tip. It makes it very difficult in the back row.
Very tough on defense. She could have easily swung hard on that one, Brian. She had all of her momentum going the right direction.
Blythe Briggs on the serve here for the Irish. Sends it to the right side where Francis gets it up in the air. Windsor diving for it. McDougal flat-footed from behind the 10-foot line. This is Kendall Lawyer with it. On the back row, clears the corner, and it's going to be out of bounds, and the attack error gives the points back to the Irish. They're up by 2 now. And we'll see how St. Mary's responds here with a little bit of adversity. And it's quickly dug up. A heck of a play there from Chloe Cox to keep things going. McDougal with it now. Sends it into the back row. Brummel with it. It's going to go all the way to the wall, and it's a kill for McDougal. And St. Patrick finds themselves up by 3 here.
And this is what they needed, a quick start. It seemed like toward the end of that first set, they were playing with them back and forth, so this is going good for them.
Washington fans getting a little bit excited here. Francis, free play back over to the Irish. They'll set up McDougal again from the left side. Runner with the right hand stays same side, picked up by Bevan Brummel. Nice play from Lawyer, trying to catch everybody sleeping in the front row, and she does. Saints will win the point back. And it's kind of that mentality Jill Francis told us they have. They've gotten real akin to the Ted Lasso saying, be a goldfish, where the goldfish has a very short-term memory. So they forget their mistakes, try and recoup, and just like that, they get the ball back in the point.
Yep, got to be able to turn the page quickly.
McDougal didn't have a good angle with it, tried to force it back over the net, and they give up the point there, and it's back to a 1-point deficit. Francis tries to dump it right over the top of the tape. Instead, it stays on their side. It'll be a service error and a point back to the Irish. McDougal will be on the serve as Cadwallader will check back in for Washington St. Patrick. Tightly to the net on the first pass. Francis tries to push it over. Instead, right up in the front there is Burbrick again. We'll show you that on the Northwestern Mutual replay. She's tall, lanky, doesn't have honestly, a great vertical, but she's able to just kind of get her hands in the right spot every time.
Yeah, definitely up and over and looked great.
9-7 our score after the service error as Peyton Rogers comes in. She is deceptively long-armed.
Very.
And tall.
Very.
On the outside, it's going to be McDougal from the back row. Free play opportunity here for the Saints. They have trouble hanging on to it. Brummel scrambles to get it back over. This is Chiris now into the back row, dug up nicely by Francis. And now Chiris is going to win the joust at the net. We'll show it to you here on the Northwestern Mutual replay as Washington St. Patrick regains the 3-point lead on the nice play by Petra Chiris. Ella Reed will come back in, and Miranda Windsor on the serve. Brummel with it. Dug up by Windsor. She's a heck of a player in the back row. And those are tough attacks to try and dig up, Anthony, but she's really everywhere in the back row for this team.
Yeah, she gets her hands on a lot of them, and that one was doable. That was a low dig, but 5 times out of 10 or 8 times, I mean, that was a good dig.
Checking in here is McKenna Woodcock to serve for the Saints. Outside, this is Reed with it. Diving is Woodcock to keep it up. And a little bit of miscommunication here. And that's happened a few times here for this Irish squad. They get the first pass up in the air. Everybody tries to move, and they end up colliding with each other a little bit, and then the ball finds the floor. Cadwallader didn't have a good angle with it, tried to push it over, and instead it's going to hit the floor. We're tied back up at 10, and Kim Crowley wants a timeout to talk things over. It's an Adams Fiber timeout, and we'll take it too. Don't go anywhere. We're right back with you here in 30 seconds.
Pressures on You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Pressures on You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Pressures on You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois.
If you have that drive and you want to do more with DOT, then there's opportunity there for you to do that. It's not the typical job that you would expect it to be. It's just super fulfilling. When my life needed opportunity, I chose DOT.
Washington St. Patrick takes their first time out here of set number 2. We're tied back up at 10 on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. St. Mary's has the serve coming out of the timeout. McKenna Woodcock continues service. A little bit of a tough angle there for McDougal. She loses it on the first pass. It'll be an ace for Woodcock, and the point here to Pontiac St. Mary's. A kind of a rare back row mistake there for Kate McDougal.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of that out of her. I would assume, 10-10, St. Patrick's has to feel pretty good about this, where they're at compared to the first set.
They'll set it up, scrambling for it. Cadwallader a little too close there. And it'll be hit the floor, and it'll be another point here for St. Mary's. And just like that, a 5-point swing, and they're back to a 2-point advantage. Reed with it. It ends up being Briggs, and that one will hit the floor. There's a little bit of back row issue for St. Mary's, and the point goes back to St. Patrick. The teams traded sides here after the first set. There is a skylight here in the middle of this gymnasium, and with it being the afternoon and morning sun shining in right at about the 10-foot line when the sun is free and open from the clouds, it creates a little bit of a possible distraction, and so the officials and coaches have agreed that they will switch sides. We don't know if we'll see that in the third place in trophy matches, as it'll be a quick kill there as McKenna Woodcock couldn't get it, and it'll be a point for St. Patrick, but we'll see if they continue, as now that sun's starting to shine here through a little bit. It's moved now a little bit. It's now closer to the M.
Yeah, it's about
here
center
right
net.
at midcourt.
And it must be cloudy outside, Brian, because we're seeing it off and on.
It's coming and going here. It's a little bit tough to see on your television monitor. In the middle now, this is Reed. Nice swing, finds the right side on the floor. A really good swing by Ella Reed, and St. Patrick looking a lot tougher here in set number 2. They've regained the 13-12 advantage. And they're finding some other options. Of course, you're going to go to Kate McDougal several times, but we're starting to see some more touches for Reed, Cadwallader, and more, and trying to get some more options on their side to keep St. Mary's guessing, excuse me.
Yeah, and those girls are doing a great job of hitting.
Cadwallader with a nice swing. They'll set up. This is Brummel with it for St. Mary's. Another nice dig for Windsor. Crowley with it now. Stays same side. Gets up close to the net. Reed tried to quick tap it back down. Instead, it goes off of her hands and back down to the floor. Tied up at 13. And it's another one of those opportunities where the Irish get a little bunched up there in the front row. You get two girls bouncing against each other, not giving themselves space, and it kind of leads to some of those errors.
Yeah, spacing's a big thing right now for them. And I think it's just every girl, here we are, we're in the semifinals. This is pretty exciting, and it's every girl wanting to be involved and do everything they can do.
Bevan Brummel able to get the kill there for St. Mary's. They regain the 1-point advantage. Alexis Legner on the serve here for the Saints. They'll send it into the back row. Cadwallader gets it up front. This is McDougal at the 10-foot line. Back up to the net. Reed with it. Gets punched right back up. Nice play by Izzy Hines to counter. And Crowley sends it a little far. It'll be out of bounds on the attack error, and St. Mary's now back to a 2-point advantage. It's been a fun one here in set number 2. The winner takes on the Western Wildcats. St. Mary's trying to close it out early. St. Patrick would like to try to keep this going for a little while.
Yeah, they're not going away easy right now.
Back up near the net. This is Reed with it. Reed finally gets one. She's tried that about 3 times now. That one finally hits the floor as we show it to you here on the PCR, or the, Northwestern Mutual replay. But she's tried that play about 3 times, Anthony, and finally gets success there.
Yeah, she had some good spacing that time, and she read that play much better.
Chasing it down, it'll be an ace there as Hines and Bevel and Brummel kind of collide a little bit, and we're tied back up at 15. Race to 25. There are no caps here in postseason play, and you've got to win by 2. Brummel, a nice attack. Let's see who they set up here. It'll be McDougal again. Runner with the right hand goes into the back row. Francis pushes it back over. They'll get McDougal again. And that one will go out of bounds and over the St. Mary's bench, and it'll be right back to the Saints on the attack error. Clift will check back in for St. Patrick's, and checking back in for St. Mary's is Chloe Cox. Bevan Brummel on the serve. A little bit of a trouble there from Clift. They'll have to scramble to keep it in play. McDougal will get it back over. This is Cox with it, trying to catch everyone sleeping. Tossed up there again by Reed, who's been playing very close to the net. Clift, tough play. McDougal dives for it. And it'll be another point here for St. Mary's. (17-15) our score as we've gone back and forth. Washington St. Patrick is led by as many as 3 in this set. Windsor from the back row, nice attack. Brummel comes up with it. This is Francis to Hines. Stays flat-footed and puts it down. A really nice play there. And we've seen that a lot from Izzy Hines. She seems to be that girl that likes to keep you guessing. She knows she's not got the vertical. She maybe not the strength at times, but the opportunity to put it away where she needs to. We will take a timeout as St. Patrick takes it as well. You're watching the IESA Girls State Volleyball Championships on Central Illinois Sports.
Before the TAVR, I was very active, worked out at the Kroc Center. I would say less than a week. Well, of course, Amy tells me I couldn't do squats. She even wrote it in my discharge paper. Great big, Sandy, no squats. So I did a couple.
Oh my word.
Don't tell her.
I knew she was going to, but I have the best job in the world to get to work with these patients.
Washington St. Patrick takes their second timeout here of the set. It's an Adams Fiber timeout. We remind you, for the fastest internet speeds available, up to 1 gigabit. That means you'll never buffer while watching us here on Central Illinois Sports. Visit followthefiber.net to learn more. St. Patrick has found themselves down in a hole here a few times this season. They've lost the first set twice this year, once to Morton Blessed Sacrament and the other to Hartsburg Emden just in their sectional championship game. And it'll be another kill for Izzy Hines. A great job here getting back-to-back points for her squad as St. Mary's trying to pull away here, 19-15.
Yeah, Hines definitely one of them girls that keeps the ball in play and makes some good hits and good spots. And
just nice placement from Izzy Hines.
Very.
We're just happy to say her name right today.
Yes, we are.
They'll get McDougal up. She'll hammer one down. Nice dig up from Brummel, but it gets a little out of the hands of Chloe Cox and goes over her head. Another kill for McDougal, and St. Patrick will get the point and the ball back. Ella Reed will be on the serve here for the Irish. This is Francis with it in the middle, dug up nicely there by Chiris. They have trouble on the second touch, and it'll be another point as St. Mary's is the first team to reach 20 here in game number 2. Substitutions on both sides as Izzy Hines will get the serve. Clift gets it up in the air. They'll set it up in the middle. McDougal. Brummel on the dig. Back row attack for Alexis Legner. Windsor gets it up to the front row. This is Burbrick. She has a little bit of trouble there. That's really not her spot to attack from. A little bit of a tough set as well on the move. And the point goes to the Saints. McDougal with it, smart play, finds the floor as they were waiting for her in the back row. Instead, she goes up near the 10-foot line, and it'll be a quick point there for the Irish and another nice play for Kate McDougal. Blythe Briggs will check in to serve here for the Irish. They need to find about 3 points here fast. They'll set it up. This is Francis on the right side. She finds up and over, a really weird placement. She was at an off angle, Anthony, kind of almost leaning too far, but able to just kind of keep it going.
Yeah, she was, and that was a good tip, good spot. I think they expected, back row was expecting a good hard hit, and the ball just wasn't placed there for her.
McDougal puts it up. This is Briggs unable to handle it, and St. Mary's 2 points away from making their way to the state championship game here later this afternoon. If it turns out to be Western and Pontiac, it'll be a loaded crowd here at 3:15. McDougal pushes it over, picked up by Chloe Cox, tight to the net. Legner, really tough play, picked up again for McDougal. Lawyer sends it over. Nice job on both sides. Running with it now, this is Chiras. Chiras calls it off. Here come the Saints. This is Kendall Lawyer, sends it down. Nice play for Kendall Lawyer. It is match point as Kendall Lawyer with a nice placement there. It's 24-17 St. Mary's. St. Mary's fans rise to their feet. On the serve here is Harper Francis. McDougal sends it back over. Opportunity for the Saints to close it out. Chloe Cox with it, pushes it over into the back row. Windsor gets it up in the air. They'll set up McDougal once more. Quick play from Bevan Brummel. Briggs was ready. McDougal finds the floor again. We're not done quite yet. Stays same side, gets it down to the ground, and that's been really her most successful attack, I think, today has been staying same side there, Anthony.
Yeah, for sure.
24-18, McDougal on the serve here. Francis sends it over. Scrambling is Briggs. This is Chiras. Brummel, quick into the corner, finds the mark, and that's going to end it. Pontiac St. Mary's wins in two, 25-18, 25-18. To advance to the state championship, they will take on the Western Wildcats coming up here at 3:15. Washington St. Patrick falls to 20-5 on the season, and they'll take on LaSalle Trinity Catholic in our third place matchup, scheduled to begin at 2 o'clock. We will step aside on our Blessing Health System postgame show. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up for you here. You're watching IESA Girls State Tournament Volleyball action here on Central Illinois Sports.
Okay, everyone, let's do this. How about you?
What are your thoughts on today's patient care?
Real busy day, but it was a team effort. And how about you?
Third checkup that your patient talked about her summer concert. How do you stay enthused?
You can't blame her. Those tickets were hard to come by. But her summer wasn't a cruel one. Huh?
Doctor,
Next, how about you?
Doctor, it hurts when I do this.
Don't do that.
Hey, the internet says I'm sick. Am I?
I'd get a professional opinion on that.
Over here. Doc, donuts in the break room look like a hit.
Not bad. Definitely better than those bagels. Okay, we have time for one more. Next.
The staff looked focused today. What do you attribute that to?
Well, at Blessing, we're tasked with providing exceptional care, so every visit is like the big game for us. Okay, gotta run.
One size fits all. That may be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Derek Harris is your Pike and Adams County area Edward Jones financial advisor. Derek Harris's most important goals are yours. That's why Derek will take the time to understand your needs so he can recommend personalized strategies with your goals in mind. Contact Derek Harris today at 217-222-7173. Knowing you, that's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Welcome you back here to Bishop McNamara High School in Kankakee, where Pontiac St. Mary's closes things out in straight sets, 25-18, 25-18 over Washington St. Patrick. They'll advance on to the state championship game here at 3:15. We tell you about our player of the game here today, brought to you by Edward Jones financial advisor Derek Harris. The investments of time, patience, and encouragement for our young athletes are important, and Edward Jones recognizes this, and that's why Derek Harris is a proud sponsor of the Player of the Game here on Central Illinois Sports. And man, oh man, there are a lot of options here on this Pontiac St. Mary's squad. Really, I like the play of Bevan Brummel a lot. Anthony, kind of a girl that well-rounded in the back row and the front row. She can attack, she can serve, she's able to dig up things well and keeps you guessing, and that's really a big key there to let the other pieces just kind of do what they do in their normal spots on the floor.
Yeah, and I think the Saints have a lot of good players there. They're a good team effort, but Brummel's definitely one of them girls they look to as a leader. She seemed like on a long rally she would find that hole as St. Patrick's creeped up or creeped over, and you know, for me, that's who I was going to go with too, Ryan.
So we will shut things down here from McNamara. We will be back on air probably around 10 till 2, we would wager, maybe a few minutes before that. We'll get you ready for our third place contest as we have some housekeeping items to do here. So we will not be on air immediately after this. You'll have a little bit of a break. We encourage you to find something to eat for lunch, or hey, if we've still got other games going across the state, tune those in as well. You'll be able to find those on the playlist tab under our Central Illinois Sports channel and check out things going on across the state. For Anthony Bareyes, I'm Brian Shoemaker. We thank you so much for tuning in with us on the semifinals. We'll hope to see you back here in just about an hour. It'll be third place action and then our state championship coming your way. You're watching exclusive coverage of the IESA Girls State Championships. We'll see you in just a little bit here on Central Illinois Sports.